Chapter 709. Still, neither Isabella nor Ryder seemed ready to give up. Logan sighed to himself, getting ready to give these two swift and easy deaths. A cruel smile appeared on the man's face. He was enjoying the sight before him to no end, loving the feeling of control. The only thing lacking was the begging, which irked him a little. It was fine, though. The scepter of death cheered him up more than enough. All of a sudden, an icy voice rang through the air. "I never said you could kill my man." Everyone was caught off guard. The men's eyes widened, staring dumbly at Wilbur on the ground. They saw Wilbur getting to his feet, letting out a long breath as if he had woken up from a nap. "How could this be? How are you still alive?" the man shouted, shocked beyond words. The blow from the scepter of death would be too much for even a sanctuary-level cultivator to take. It was a godly weapon, holding enough power to kill an entire city. Its attacks also targeted the soul, and a sanctuary-level cultivator would never be able to withstand it. The man was not a cultivator, but he was extremely well-read. He especially loved collecting treasures and knew a thing or two about their powers. That was why he had been certain that Wilbur was dead for sure. Lily's gaze flashed with shock before she let out a small smile. Isabella and Ryder turned around in disbelief, staring at a seemingly unharmed Wilbur. Upon making sure that he was alive, Ryder yanked Isabella backward as he said, "Sir, we can't hold on anymore." Wilbur smiled, looking at Logan. His raised fist was still burning brightly with power. His target had been Isabella and Ryder, but now he turned the attack at Wilbur without hesitation. The attack hurtled toward Wilbur's chest, letting out an explosive sound. Wilbur sneered coldly, countering with a fist of his own. As he was attacking, his fist lit up with a combination of three energies. It was the Dragon Punch. A dragon head in the form of tri-energy spiritual flames sparked with lightning meeting Logan's fist head-on. A loud explosion resulted from the collision, causing rampant spiritual energy to shoot out into the air. The castle's dome-shaped roof was blown clean off by this immense force. Ryder dragged Isabella to take shelter in a corner, but the two of them were still pale in the face from the tremendous spiritual energy. Isabella verged on puking. The impossible pressure from the rampant spiritual energy seemed to squeeze into Isabella's body, nearly crushing her. Wilbur's dragon punch blew Logan's arm clean off before striking him in the chest. Logan was sent flying like a rag doll, crashing against one of the castle's walls before lying on the ground, barely alive. The man stared at the sight before him, hardly able to believe his eyes. Logan was a sanctuary-level cultivator, and he had just been taken down with a single blow. How could this be? The man looked at Logan, before slowly turning his gaze on Wilbur. The man was now completely terrified, devoid of any cockiness from before. "That's impossible. How could you still be alive? How could it be?" the man shouted loudly. Wilbur smiled. Yes, he had been careless. He had thought that he would be strong enough to take that deathly power head-on. In order to take down Aelia and the Arch-King as soon as possible, Wilbur had no choice but to use all his strength. That was so that Isabella and Ryder would not have to die fighting. Wilbur had no time and could not avoid that deathly attack. He had thought that his soul would be powerful enough to take it, only for the deathly power to enter his consciousness and pounce on his soul at once, clinging to his soul tree. A deathly aura destroyed his soul at once, and the flames on his soul tree were put out in no time. Wilbur, under this influence, had collapsed.